Hey, it's Ev, and I'm back again, back in hospital. Just had my revision surgery, and I realised I didn't really make a full update about why I'm getting the revision, what I've actually had done, and all that stuff. So, if you didn't see my previous video about when I was having some concerns, the two main things were that the rod was really close to the skin, on one side of the tip, like really, really close under the skin. And then there was like a lump underneath that I wasn't sure what that was at first, because obviously when I first had surgery I wasn't poking and prodding about, and then when I'd healed a bit more I realised there was like a hard part that wasn't there before. That turned out to just be part of the implant and how it's connected to me, so there's no issue there. I said in that video that it was painful, but it was only like painful when I was touching and prodding it to see what it was, and obviously I occasionally get some aches and pains, especially if I'm let down for a long time or laying on my side, just like some very mild pain. But then I am still only a couple of months post-op from the implant surgery anyway, so that's to be expected. Yeah, but the pain was very minimal anyway. People kind of took that out of context and made out I was like having some horrifically bad time, but it really wasn't a big deal, and it turned out to just be part of the implant. And I think he's moved things around there as well to try and make it a bit more comfortable, and then for where it's too close to the skin, he's just shortened the implant very slightly, repositioned it a bit, which so far from what I can see is looking good, so I think that will help me. I was just worried about the possibility of it like eroding my skin. You know, there wasn't any immediate signs that was actually happening. I was just very worried because it's close to the skin, and very early on I was still getting some bruising, but that was still very, very early on in the year when I had the original implant surgery. I haven't actually had any more bruising since then, apart from probably now because I've just had a revision surgery. But yeah, I'm fairly happy overall. When I woke up from this surgery, it didn't hurt as much as the last surgery, but it did hurt more than the initial ALT Phalloplasty. I kept asking for more morphine and stuff in the recovery room, but by the time I got back to my hospital room, just some aches and pains, but nothing excruciating, and my antibiotics. The main concern now is just trying to heal and not get an infection, basically, because infections are like the worst thing for when you have an implant, because you pretty much definitely have to have it taken out. I don't want that if I can avoid it, but I am aware of the risks and willing to accept them. Obviously I did not come into this unaware of the risks. I've done my research, and I know there's a chance that things could go wrong, but so far things are going okay. This revision as well, I did have done for free. Obviously I paid for my initial surgeries with Kamal Hospital, but when I needed this sort of fixing, he offered to do it for free. I was then able to get some cheap-ish flights, considering how expensive flights normally are to Thailand, direct as well. I think that's because I'm flying back around 9/11, so it might be a coincidence, but my logic is that less people want to fly around then for obvious reasons, so flight tickets go down. But it's not actually on the day, it's like a couple of days before, so I'm actually flying on the 9th of September. But yeah, in the UK we put the month after the day in the date, so it's 11/9 for us, but I'm flying back on 9/9, so yeah. On the flight here I pretty much slept the whole way, and then I got to the hospital hotel, went to sleep at around 5 PM, woke up at 1, ate, went straight back to sleep. Then I woke up thinking it was 9:30 AM because I was looking at my iPad time, which was still UK time. So I got up and went to breakfast, and that had closed, and the guy there, he speaks English but not like completely fluently. He was like, "Oh no, it's evening time." And then I was like, "Oh my god, is it 9 o'clock at night?" But no, it was like 3:30. I've gotten up that late before, but yeah, that was like my one day to enjoy Thailand before my surgery as well, so I slept through most of that. I don't know how I slept that long. Yeah, I went to Lumpini Park, did some journaling, and just enjoyed the nature there, and saw some lizards. And then I went to the Bangkok Arts and Culture Centre, Cultural Arts Centre, something like that. But it's free, and I had a look at some cool art exhibits. One from like the local children, and then one from, I don't even know how to explain it, art collective, local art collective upstairs. I had a coffee and walked. I didn't go in the, is it MBK Centre or BMK Centre, the big mall. I didn't go in it, but I walked around that area, and there was lots of live music as well, mostly kids in bands playing. But yeah, that was really enjoyable. So I did 3 free activities that day leading up to my surgery, and then I also, when I was waiting for my Uber or my Grab, I bought some like fake Nike and Adidas socks for like £1 each or something like that, a pair. But yeah, so that was a really good day. The way here on the airport went really smoothly as well. I didn't take a suitcase, I just took 2 small bags. So I just went straight through security, which I've never done before, and normally when I've come to Thailand, when you check your bag in, they give you a physical ticket. So then when I got through security, I was like, oh my god, I don't have a ticket. I hope my e-ticket is enough and I don't have any issues with my phone or anything. But then when I got to the gate, they called my name over the speaker, just because no one had checked my passport yet, because I didn't check a bag in. So I just went up and they checked my passport, I think it was all fine. And then, yeah, got on the plane, went to sleep, slept pretty much most of the way, and then slept for half a day and a night when I got here again. But then because of all that, the night before my surgery, I literally didn't sleep at all. And it wasn't even because I was nervous, I just wasn't tired. And I wanted to keep eating and drinking up until 6 AM, when then I couldn't eat and drink at all until after my surgery. Yeah, I think I'll make a separate video about actually coming in, being admitted, like having the markings drawn on me, being shaved and prepped and everything that has to happen before the surgery, and then having just woken up from it. Yeah, I'll make a separate video about that. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Like I said, I know there are risks to this, but so far I'm doing really well. There's no signs of anything going bad, and I think this revision will have been really useful. I think I'll be a lot less worried about it, and I'll start getting more mobile again. I have been walking around a lot, but as I'm approaching 30 as well, like my knees are getting a bit stiff, and they were anyway. It's not just because of the surgery, my ankles too. So I'm going to get back in the gym and work on my flexibility. Yeah, I'm really not trying to get jacked. Yeah, follow for more updates.
This song is about how God made me trans on purpose. How lucky am I? How lucky have we been to be handed a half-painted canvas and trusted enough to complete it? And you think I'm a stranger to the things you so strongly believe in, but I'm not, and I wonder where you got the guts to speak for an all-knowing being. 'Cause I turned water into wine, and I'll never get to know what that feels like. I said, let there be light, and when the room began glowing, I realized that they'll never know what to call it besides evil or abomination, for they cannot fathom the feeling of engaging in the act of creation.